Smile Jamaica, brought to you by
Buy money, sell money, borrow money, send money, receive money, and even get rewards. Simple thing.
Hey everyone, welcome to Smile Jamaica. It is Monday, September 11th, and we welcome our friends on OneSpotMedia.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat at Smile Jam TVJ, and also on TelevisionJamaica.com. Start to the week.
I can't hear the song. What's one of that?
So there you
We'll go
go.
back home.
Well, hopefully the rainy days kind of ease off. Just tell you.
Was it too rainy for you to go out and get a razor?
I mean, I don't know. Just say me I'll go another week. Last week, I said me I'll go another week, and then this week, I said me I'll go another week. You know?
You look like Bushman cousin.
It kind of feel good that I do have to shave every month, even
Does
though
it itch?
Yeah, even though I still shave because I have to kind of line it up down here, so I still kind of go. But I don't know. What do you think? Shave or Santa Claus business?
It's quite it's lovely.
Which means shave.
I'm not used to seeing your hair on your face, that's why.
If you don't, my mother
I
used to
don't
say,
even
if you
notice
don't
it
have
in
nothing
the
good to say, don't say that.
No tengo nada que decir.
He was about to say.
No, I was saying it's really, it's just,
Thank you.
it's unusual.
Me said the same thing.
Yes, interesting and all those other things.
Well, go on.
How glad are we that we were spared Irma?
Well, I mean, I tell you, I was watching the coverage, and we're going to be talking about it, obviously. But I was watching the coverage, and I was speaking to Ricky, my nephew, constantly, and I was speaking to my kid's mom. She was scared like crazy.
Yeah, man, it was...
She was scared like crazy. But I tell you something, the reporters on all the cable stations that I watch, they must get plenty of money.
Sparked a lot of debate about whether they ought to have been doing what they were doing.
There was this, an Asian lady, I think, working with CNN. She had to almost set herself. Yeah, she was like this, and she kept going. And
but
this is how she was doing
more wearing harnesses that were tied onto like concrete structures, and I was like, if you have to go that far,
why are you out there?
Yeah, we believe you if you're inside. If you go inside when it starts to get bad, we will believe what you are saying.
I remember when we had
Gilbert.
Recently, I think it was Ivan. And there was a reporter from one of the cable stations in the United States, and I was asked to meet her at Hilton. And they actually tied her on to a building block. Seriously.
But don't when we have our local reporters, don't they go out?
Yeah.
Right, Harold? You guys go out into the storm, but before and after?
Yeah, they tied her on to a building block. And I mean, she was going like this. She was like that. But she didn't go down. But
you don't stay until it get bad, right? Or when it get bad, then you all stop shooting. How it work?
No, we get bad.
You're still out there? Yeah, well, yes. I'm telling you, these guys do the same thing.
Yeah,
but
they were incredible. And I mean, as you said, we would believe if they were inside looking out and saying so and so going on. But you saw the trees, and there's a crane that broke
in Miami.
Yeah, that broke.
Yeah.
And
well, we're just be glad it was just one, because there were 24 across Miami. Good thing is that up to last night, they said a lot of the storm surge that they had predicted, the storm had kind of slowed down, so a lot of that would not happen, which now is going to make everybody who evacuated say, and why they tell us better to be safe than to be sorry.
They spoke to a man who had stayed on the phone. And he was saying, I can't tell you everything that he said, but he said we have fire, we have food, we have this, and we have that too. So the reporter said, what did you just say?
I don't even know what you said, but I have to ask you clearly when we go to break. I'll ask you to break that out.
He used a word that I wasn't certain what it meant, but after him just bust out a laugh after him said it, so I kind of figured out.
Maybe he had too much liquor while they were in there.
He said they had food for like weeks and water for weeks. He said, don't worry about it.
Yeah, man, we're good to go.
Yeah, but
well,
they
some
lost
folks don't have that.
Yeah.
Testimony.
All right, and as I said, we'll be speaking with about that at Hot Topics, and later on we'll be speaking with someone in Florida also. So what's up this morning? morning.
Cool. That's the first thing. But there's some other things that are going on. You said hi to all your friends on social media
said
already?
everything.
Maybe you should say it again.
All right. There you go. Hello, everyone. On WhatsApp.
All right. On the show this morning, we're going to make an entrepreneurial stop when we help you create a brand to build your business.
And ATL is making it their business to have you riding around in style with the latest Honda CR-V. You'll definitely look good on the road.
Okay, and we get off the road and head under the soil with the 2017 national champion farmer. He will join us later to zone in on farming.
You know, he's from Austria.
Austria.
Yeah, our national champion farmer is from Austria.
I know nothing. What? He have dual citizenship.
Yeah. Kind of like how Chronic say, them say saltfish is our national food when it come from Norway.
Yes. Well.
And we got the introduction to the zone of special operations last week. We follow up with a discussion on the psychological effects it may have on our children. Before we do any of that, we have some hot topics, folks.
All right. Let's do it. So we're talking about Irma, which you just heard us giving our insights on, but they're saying after tearing through the Keys, that's the Florida Keys, and making landfall along the state's southwest coast, Hurricane Irma has crawled up in the middle of Florida. That was late last night, slowly spinning towards Tampa. Is this the latest report that we have?
I think that's Cuba. I think this is Cuba that we're looking at here.
Yeah.
Which is just incredible. Look at that.
And in the midst of that, Cuba is still sending its doctors to other parts of the region that have been ravaged by the storm, which is incredible. Jeez, I'm crying. What a shot. Taking the water from the ocean, there's supposed to be water there. It literally sucked some of the water back in different parts of the region, different beaches. I think they were looking at, Kay, you have to tell us where this is, because some of them we recognize. I think
that is Cuba.
I think the one we looked at just now was some part of Miami. But in large part, I'm not sure the damage was as they expected because the storm started to slow down.
Hang on.
Yes.
Isn't there a man right there? Look, right. That's a street, you know. That's a street in Havana. You see the man right there? Yeah.
Oh wow.
He's standing at his doorway, like.
So he's just hanging out.
That's a street. Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the beach, I guess. Anyway.
And that's in the Bahamas. Okay.
Is that in the Bahamas? Because it's somewhere in Florida yesterday as well.
She said.
It happened in
Tampa.
Okay, this might be.
This is St. Martin, yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Gosh. And St. Martin, there are residents there who are saying that they need some assistance because the thieves are out in their numbers, looting, robbing tourists, robbing residents. It's like no rule of law because they have no light, they have no water. And it's like, you know, a free-for-all down there. So I know the U.S. was evacuating some of its people from St. Martin up to yesterday. So, wow, it really is a disaster when things like this happen because everything else kind of goes to pot in the meantime. SEDEMA is working though.
They say that they've intensified relief efforts to Eastern Caribbean countries that were affected by Hurricane Irma. And they said Jose is out of the area, which is just brilliant news because nobody couldn't take any more at all. SEDEMA operates out of its staging post in Antigua, he says, which was largely unaffected by the hurricanes. Barbuda got it, but not Antigua. They've been deployed to British Virgin Islands and Anguilla. They were in Barbuda. And Barbuda, Anguilla, and the British Virgin Islands suffered serious damage. So
SEDEMA is working to help get them back on their feet.
Yeah.
And for the folks who are wondering, SEDEMA is the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency. So we thank them for their work. Yeah. Do we go into this next story? I'm not sure what that is on the prompter.
Yeah, but this one here.
Tremaine Brown.
Yeah, there it is right there.
24-year-old gentleman. Such an interesting story. He said this gentleman was 6 months ago deported from England to Jamaica. You know, God always have a bigger plan, you know. Always has a bigger plan. This 12-year-old boy, Ronaldo Reynolds, was playing in the gully with his friends. Gush of water came down, washed him away. Tremaine, who was working at the nearby community center or training center, jumped into the water, held on to the little boy until they were rushed out to sea.
Did you see the video?
I saw the video.
They were going at 100 miles an hour.
Let me tell you about Mother Nature. When that water decides that it's coming down, it ain't playing no games.
And then he grabbed onto a limb. The first one broke. And then he grabbed onto a second one by the Maypen Cemetery, and that one held. Look at this. Look at how fast they are going down.
So far, it would have gone already.
Yeah, this is where the mother must be running to try to save him.
Was that the mother who was screaming?
Well, look at this. Look at this.
Don't know if it was
this
the
is
mother.
The start. Look at this. How fast they're going. Ooh.
That is so frightening.
And everybody's screaming and they're trying to stop him at another end, but they were going at 100 miles an hour.
There are two morals to this story. Children do not play in the gully.
Yeah, the little kid say he saw his friends playing and he put his foot in the water and then he slipped. That's how he dropped in. He was hanging on, put his foot in the water and then he slipped. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, what can happen in an instant is life-changing.
Yeah,
second moral of this story is that there are everyday heroes walking amongst us. Mr. Brown, is God send you?
Yeah, man. He will
His whole heap of people would not have jumped into that water.
He will get a national award
next.
for that, for bravery.
So God bless you for what you have done.
Brilliant stuff.
In saving that little boy's life. The mother says in her eyes, this man is next to God.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff.
Even as we tell you about that story of triumph and rescue, we've got to send condolences this morning to the family of Jordan Scott, who lost his life on the weekend. Was it Saturday morning?
Yep, Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. MVP track club athlete Jordan Scott.
Yep, 4:45 a.m.
Involved in a traffic accident, apparently lost control of the vehicle and crashed into a utility pole. The car caught fire and the rest is tragic. So our condolences to Jordan's family, his dad, Chris Scott, who interestingly enough works upstairs in my building at work, who must be going through, himself and his family, a terribly difficult time. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. And also to the family of Michael Campbell, who was a passenger in the car and who has been admitted to the University Hospital of the West Indies. So our condolences. Our condolences. It's a really sad and very tragic story. Yeah. It's Monday, September 11.
16 years after that horrific incident in the United States where two planes end up in the Twin Towers in New York.
It is 9/11 for true.
Yep. And then you had one that was heading for the Pentagon, and then one crashed somewhere in Philadelphia because of the bravery of the passengers. They then decided, so well, you're not going to kill nobody else, we could just done this right here. 16 years later.
So a lot of the stations in the States usually have the actual coverage from the day of 9/11 running for the entire period that it did happen.
I remember waking up the morning, Simon and Delia, they were doing Smile Jamaica. So I woke up and I turn on and I see the plane going in. So I didn't think about it.
It was a movie.
Yeah, and then I hear Delia in the background saying, but that is another one. And I says, what? And then I switched to a cable station and then they kind of had it live almost, the second one. Incredible, more than 3,000 people losing their lives.
Frightening, people jumping from buildings.
Yeah, incredible. And then because, what can you imagine? I mean, it sounds almost incredible that you're having a coffee and you turn around and you see this big plane just coming straight at you.
I try not to think about it.
Incredible.
It's
and
horrific.
Then because of the heat from the plane, it just really just burnt everything in the building and it just came down almost like ashes. Incredible.
And then the communication lines jammed. I couldn't find my parents. I couldn't find my sister.
Daughter.
I couldn't find my brothers. It was really.
I couldn't find my daughter who lived in Manhattan at the time. And I remember kept calling. And when I finally got her later down in the day, way down in the day, I just started one bawling when she answered the
crying.
phone. I just started to cry because I just couldn't find her. But boy,
Tough situation. It's
16
also the
years
day
later.
before Gilbert.
I think
tomorrow
tomorrow,
the 12th of September.
And I think today is Peter Tosh's birthday.
Is it?
I'm almost certain today is
Okay, we can
Peter
look
Tosh's
it up
birthday.
and see.
But that would be the only one I have.
No, that's impossible.
Yeah, so
That's impossible.
Well, I have one. Peter Tosh. Happy birthday, sir. All right.
Your phone, Mash?
No.
Nobody couldn't reach
But
you?
I hear we chat out everything, so we're going straight for a break.
You again.
Oh, we had a technical issue, so we're going straight to the break. So happy birthday,
The
Peter.
technical issue was you chatting to the break.
We soon come. So it is an anniversary for Peter Tosh, but not his birthday. It is the day that he passed.
I see.
He was born October 19, 1944. But
Best
he,
month of the year.
almost, but he died on September 11. Almost. Almost.
All right, we're back up with the machine. There's some folks who have birthdays today, so let's do that, and then we'll come back with some more. Have a look.
So let us all begin.